Hey there thinkers, welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est, and when Palworld, aka Pokemon with Guns, hit the scene, it was only a matter of time before the burning question arose. How long before Nintendo's legal team came knocking? I mean, seriously, some of these pals do look like they crashed a Call of Duty lobby after taking the wrong turn. With the whole monster catching thing going on, it's basically like, hey Nintendo, remember you had that idea? Well, yeah, we just added guns. But instead of the usual cease and desist, the game shot to fame. Players were actually saying, maybe this is better than Pokemon has been in I don't know, years? Because nothing screams nostalgia like handing Pikachu a bazooka and calling it a new twist. Because let's face it, Pokemon fans were probably too busy wishing for bazookas in their games for years to even notice. However, I have a few things to show off here, but before I do, we have a small request. If you are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button, smashing that like, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. We would greatly appreciate this since this will help us appease those YouTube algorithm gods, so we thank you. Now, let me give you our thoughts on this, and let's get into it. Well, surprise, surprise, after months of deafening silence, Nintendo pulled their signature move with a solid no comment about the game, leaving everyone in suspense. And fast forward 8 months and plot twist. Palworld's worst nightmare has become reality. The developers, Pocketeer, are now facing the wrath of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company in the form of a lawsuit. Now, why is that? Oh, just a small little matter of patent infringement. You know, because apparently creating a game with creatures that vaguely resemble anything in the Pokemon universe is enough to unleash the legal kraken. Now, if you thought Nintendo was all fun and games, think again. They're not messing around. Like, this lawsuit is straight up savage, and Palworld might as well start prepping for a serious uphill battle. So here's a little taste of what's in the filling. Of course, things wouldn't be complete with some official legal jargon to make things extra dramatic. So, Nintendo Japan released this on September 19th, 2024, saying that this lawsuit seeks an injunction against the infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes on multiple patent rights. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement on its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years. Overnight, Palworld clapped back at Nintendo's lawsuit with a level of nonchalance that could only be described as peak indifference. They practically shrugged and said, infringement? Never heard of her. As if they've been living in an alternate reality where copying famous electric mice and colorful creatures is just a normal Tuesday, and Palworld is acting like they're in a perpetual state of blissful ignorance. Like casually lounging around while Nintendo hurls accusations their way. It's like they've been snoozing through the entire drama, emerging only now to wonder what all the fuss is about. Palworld released their statement this morning, saying, at this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we are being accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified of such details. Pocket is a small indie game company based in Tokyo. Our goal as a company has always been to create fun games, and we will continue to pursue this goal because we know that our games bring joy to millions of gamers around the world. Palworld was a surprise success this year, both for gamers and us. We were blown away by the amazing response to the game, and we've been working hard to make it even better for our fans. We will continue improving Palworld and strive to create a game that our fans can be proud of. It is truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans, and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas. People are in full-on speculation mode, grasping at straws to figure out what's really going down. And for the record, this isn't your run-of-the-mill copyright or trademark squabble. It's a patent infringement we're talking about here. So no, it's not about someone stealing monster designs or arguing over who drew the sharpest claws. But of course, they had to toss in the classic intellectual property phrase to keep everyone guessing. Gotta love a good legal drama, especially when it's packed with vague terms that no one fully understands, but everyone loves to throw around anyway. Oh, so you like catching monsters into balls and watching them level up. How original! But let's get real here. Palworld is way more than that. It's not just about collecting creatures, it's a full-blown survival game. You have to build and manage bases, fend off relentless waves of enemies, and somehow juggle all that chaos with other players. And I mean, Pokemon? It's just about cute little critters and gym badges. None of that other gritty survival of the fittest nonsense. You know, the kind of stuff that Palworld actually brings to the table. However, Nintendo wouldn't be launching this legal crusade without a juicy nugget of evidence that they're convinced will make Pocket Pair sweat. It's not like Nintendo has a long, proud tradition of turning every minor grievance into a courtroom extravaganza. And sure, Pocket Pair might have struck gold with Palworld right out from the gate, but guess what? They're about to watch that initial cash flow go up in flames in legal fees and court costs. Imagine trying to develop your next big hit while you're neck deep in legal jargon and uncertainty. Pocket Pair might be raking in the cash now, but how much of that is going to be siphoned into fighting a lawsuit from a gaming giant that's clearly not in the mood for half measures? If they don't even know what they're supposedly infringing on, this whole mess could end up being a massive drain on resources and a huge distraction from actually making games. Good luck navigating that legal minefield. And we all know that Nintendo loves a good courtroom drama. Clearly. They must be sitting on some kind of smoking gun if they're pushing forward this lawsuit. And let's be real, Pocket Pair, being a tiny fish in this pond, is about to face a massive drain on its resources. And sure, they raked in a pile of cash from Palworld initially, but now they might need to shovel a good chunk of it back into legal fees. Just imagine the stress of not knowing what they're being accused of infringing upon. It's like being called out for cheating on a test while you're still trying to figure out what the questions were. Pocket Pair's team is probably scrambling just to understand the allegations, let alone prepare a defense. Meanwhile, they're stuck wondering how many potential updates, expansions, or new projects that are going to get sidelined because their budget is being funneled into this legal mess. So, while Nintendo sits pretty, fueling their litigation fund with their endless reserves, Pocket Pair is left trying to keep their heads above water. It's not just about fighting a legal battle, it's about the potential stalling of their entire business because they're caught in this legal crossfire. It's almost poetic how the small guy's success can become a massive liability when the big players decide to take aim. But let's not overlook Microsoft's involvement in this circus. They've got this warm, fuzzy relationship with Pocket Pair, and we're practically the guiding hand that turned Palworld into the mega hit it became. So the burning question is now, are they going to swoop in and play the hero again? It's anyone's guess at this point. But one thing is for sure, that this wild ride is only getting started, and if you think it's crazy now, just wait until Microsoft decides to make their move. So hold on to your panties because this madness has barely begun. However, those are my thoughts on Nintendo's lawsuit. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, before you go, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. As always, this is Est, and I'm signing off now, so I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!